So sustainability, roughly speaking, many people think of sustainability as only greenhouse gas emissions or only climate change. And it's really important to take a bigger look at sustainability. For us, sustainability means number one, that each individual organization decides what's important to them. Like that's why there's so many definitions. They're going to create their own definition for sustainability. But generally, that means that you look at continuous improvement and documentation of continuous improvement. That's another important element of sustainability. And then you're looking at material issues, so issues that are important to your stakeholder, to your employees, to your organization. And so when you look at those issues, and then think about how you want to track continuous improvement, perhaps set goals around that space. That's what we loosely mean by sustainability. And it's not just greenhouse gas emissions. It could be worker safety. It could be human capital. It could be water use. It could be energy use, right? And so there's many different elements to sustainability. So big picture, sustainability is what's important to you and your stakeholders. And within the feed industry, we have to pay attention not only to what we may want to do internally within our own organizations around sustainability, but then we also have to pay attention to what our customers need from us. And I think when we're talking about animal agriculture, our customers are really important because our customers are the point where they're the entities that are feeling pressure to reduce their footprints. So we think about internal sustainability efforts, but we also have to think about sustainability efforts relative to the food supply chain. And the food supply chain sustainability efforts are driven more by carbon. They are driven more by our downstream stakeholders, those consumer-facing entities, say the Starbucks, Nestle's, PepsiCo's, McDonald's of the world. When those folks have looked at their footprints and where the most of their carbon is coming from, when you're dealing with the meat, dairy, poultry industry, most of that footprint comes from feed. And so as we think about feed as part of the solution, we have to be looking for ways that feed can help reduce the environmental footprint of our animal customers. When we think about feed and how we can help be a solution for our customers that are trying to reduce their environmental footprints, I generally class the way we can provide those solutions 4 different ways. The first one would be feedstuff production. That really is what we're doing on the farm when we're growing the crops that we use as feed inputs. What can we do? And this is really more what can farmers do to reduce that footprint, reduce fertilizer use, cover crop use, increase the use of no-till or minimum tillage, right? Those are the things that we do on the feedstuff production side. The second area is ration innovation. Ration innovation, I'm talking about all the things that we do as a feed industry, ingredients that we bring to bear to improve the animal health and performance. So things that we might bring like probiotics to improve the feed conversion efficiency or improve gut health, which generally can perhaps improve immunity, right? So all of those things is what I'm talking about with ration innovation. And then we have circularity. In the feed industry, we feed about 40% of our ingredients come as co-products or byproducts. So that means we're feeding things that are oftentimes considered waste for other industries. Circularity is about designing out waste. So that third area is how do we use animals and feed as a way to reduce the waste that may exist from other industries that we can actually use as feed. The fourth area where feed can be part of the solution for our downstream customers, our animal customers, is around responsible sourcing. So responsible sourcing, we generally think about how a stakeholder like a Nestle or a McDonald's may source their inputs like the meat or dairy or egg itself. But we can also think about responsible sourcing from the feed industry in how we source our ingredients. And are we considering footprint of those ingredients as we're bringing them into our supply chain? So those are the 4 areas that we can focus on as feed being a solution. I think when we think about those 4 areas, feedstuff production is a space that we don't really control. It's what's done on the farm. But ration innovation is something we very much control. That's where we bring all of our innovation and research and development to bear for our animal customers. We do a great job as an industry assessing the value or the role of feed ingredients for animal health. We measure things like feed conversion efficiency. We measure average daily gain. We measure increased immunity, reduced mortality. We do that well because that's how we sell a product, right? That's how we understand the value or the return on investment that feeding that ingredient brings. What we don't do is convert that value point into an environmental benefit. If we improve feed conversion efficiency, if we improve average daily gain, we're generally having that animal spend less time in a house or in the production system, or we're feeding less feed in general. So if we do that, there are all measures, that's all ways that we can reduce the footprint of animal agriculture, and we need to quantify it. So iFeeder, Institute for Feed Education and Research, we're creating a methodology that industry members could start to use to quantify that. We want to be able to standardize that methodology, and we want to be able to show those downstream stakeholders just what we can do in the ration innovation space so that they see feed as part of the solution instead of jumping over the feed industry and going to work with the farmers. Super important, but really feed is a part of the solution, and we need to help bring that to bear for them. iFeeder, Institute for Feed Education and Research. We are the Research and Education Foundation for the American Feed Industry Association. We work on behalf of the animal feed industry. We have a website, www.ifeeder.org, where you can go learn about all the projects and efforts that we have underway. One of the pieces that we're continually adding new resources to is our sustainability toolkit. It's a great resource for folks who are either new to the sustainability space, just getting some projects or efforts underway within their organization, or maybe they've been working on it for a while and they just want to go have some additional insights. And that's what that toolkit provides. And it's available to AFIA members for free. Or if you're not an AFIA member, there's a way to obtain it, or you can contact me and I'll work with you on it.